earth is under the mask of the strawberry shortcake? That is what you guys are asking, and today we're going to reveal it. We're going to go through the clues, the pitch correct audio, we're going to compare the audio, answer the clues, and then at the end you let me know whether or not you think I'm right or if you have a better guess. Before we get started, make sure you subscribe, you turn on notifications, you give this video a thumbs up, and let's get started. Now, here's the dealio, folks. Next Thursday, all the reveals are happening for Group C, except for one, who'll be going to the quarterfinals with Goo and the Wasp and the Buffaloes, all of which I already revealed. If you want to watch their reveal videos, they're in the description of this video. When it comes to this episode, and when it comes to the strawberry shortcake, we've got 2 episodes of clues, but the second episode gave us more clues than the first one, especially because it was Miley Cyrus night. And this person has a lot of connections, but let's start off in the first time we saw her about a week ago. Her masked ambassador was Haley, aka Season 7's runner-up, which was the Ring Master. She was actually really talented, and I was surprised she did not win. But she was her masked ambassador, and she says, of the strawberry shortcake, I am so stoked to introduce my friend, and it's perfect she's making her debut tonight because she is truly a festival favorite. That's a clue right there. You've been by my side for some of my biggest milestones, and I'm so happy to be here for you. I truly believe that you can take the cake. You get it? Strawberry cake? I know. Strawberry shortcake, by the way, is my favorite cake. And then from there, we had Strawberry Shortcake start speaking. Strawberry Shortcake says, when I was young, I dreamed of going to a music festival, but one with me in the lineup. Even though I watched and I believe I was headline material, I sat on the sidelines watching everyone have all the fun for years, until one day I got a call to open for one of the most iconic festivals. It was the sweetest day ever. Yeah. Visual clues, we saw a plush cat, an amp, Instagram photos, and sunglasses that have suns on them. So it's a different kind of sunglasses. It's like a real sun and glasses, if that makes any sense. Then that episode was Who Are You Fest? Her clue was a t-shirt that says break a leg, and she says, of it, my breakthrough role showed the world I had potential. The major clue there is potential. Then we saw her this past week for Miley Cyrus night. She says, Miley night hits close to home to me, as close to Hannah Montana. Turns out this girl's sister almost was a part of the show. I know, kind of crazy. Anyway, as one could get, literally, this is because Miley and I both had the same dreams cooking and apparently the same recipe for success. We both grew up in front of the world, we lived the sweet life, and at one point shared a stage. She mentioned sweet life, which a lot of people had them guessing is someone else, not someone who I'm going with. She says that they even dated the same very famous brothers and leaned on each other when they ended their breakups with them, while breaking their hearts. Visual clues, we saw an apple, a coffee mug with skulls on it, and then her other clue was boxing gloves. She says that Miley was by her side when she made her debut. So, now that you've got all those clues down, let's do the pitch correct audio. If you don't know by now, every week in the clue package, it's the real celebrity speaking, but they run it through a system so you can't hear the real voice. I'm an executive audio producer. It's my job to make audio sound good. In the case of The Masked Singer, it's pitch correcting it so that you can hear the real celebrity voice. So I'm going to play the original audio they gave us, and then my audio, and then you let me know who you think it is in the comment section below.
Miley night hits close to home for me. As close to Hannah Montana as one could get.
Miley night hits close to home for me. As close to Hannah Montana as one could get. Literally. That is because Miley and I both had the same dreams cooking, and apparently the same recipe for success.
Who is that? Is that AJ Mishaka from Allie and AJ? AJ and Allie? It's gotta be! Look, I grew up listening to these girls. I've watched them on TV because they're Disney girls, and I've always watched Disney shows growing up. So, hands down, it's them. And by saying it's them, it's AJ. See, growing up, it was always Allie and AJ. So it's like in your head, you're like, you kind of always have them together as a group. They even changed their name at one point and then went back to the original Allie and AJ. Kind of interesting, right? Anyway, let's go ahead and compare the pitch correct audio and then a singing clip between Strawberry Shortcake and AJ. It's kind of hard. She hasn't really done too many solo stuff, but we did kind of pick some things out for you. Take a listen.
Miley night hits close to home for me. As close to Hannah Montana as one could get. Literally. That That is because Miley and I both had the same dreams cooking, and apparently the same recipe for success.
You know, would you want to come on board? We're going to tell it from the eyes of Lainey. I was honestly like, what?
I can't live a lie running for my life.
You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray.
Now it's time to answer some clues. Her mass ambassador, Haley, they were both on the Goldbergs. She talked about how they kind of grew up together and watched big milestones. So the Goldbergs were on for 10 seasons. But AJ was only on for 6 of them because she was a recurring guest, but they did grow up together. So even 6 years, that is a lot. She says that one day she got the call to open up for one of the most iconic festivals. She performed at Lollapalooza in 2021, which isn't too long ago. We saw the plush cat toy. She was on a show called The Hellcats. We saw the amp. She was in a show called Grace Unplugged, like an amp, you unplug an amp. Sunglasses. Well, the one with that one is, there's a song called Walking on Sunshine, which she recorded with Haley. She did another one by herself, and I think she even did one with her sister. So it kind of works out there. Then, the big clue from that episode is the shirt and her saying about her potential. What is Allie and AJ's most famous song? Potential breakup song. That song, I think, is their biggest. And when I kind of started going through that, I went, oh my God, now that song is stuck in my head. And I always like that song, so I'm like, there we go. Next episode, talking about Miley and her both cooking up the same dreams. They're both from Disney. I think AJ started there in 2006, around the same time that Miley was also there. They shared the same stage. I couldn't find anything about them performing together, but as we find out later, they were both on the same record label, so it is extremely possible. They talked about dating the same famous brothers. Not the same person, but the brothers in general. Well, yeah. She dated Joe Jonas, while Miley dated Nick Jonas. So, all works out since they all are also Disney folks. And they did music at the same time. So they were also on Hollywood Records, which is one of the next clues, in which we saw the boxing glove and saying Miley was always by her side when she made her debut. Yeah, when it came to Disney had their own record company called Hollywood Records. And anyone who was a Disney star and could sing, including Selena Gomez, were also on there. And so it makes sense. They were all kind of side by side, hand by hand here. And then the last clue talking about the coffee mug and the crossbones. Well, she was on the movie The Lovely Bones. So there you go. Do you guys agree? Do you think it's AJ? Do you think it's Ashley Tisdale? Because a lot of people are saying to me, it's got to be Ashley. Let me know in the comment section below. And if you haven't done so yet, please subscribe, turn on notifications, and give this video a thumbs up. I'm Joey. I'll see you later. Bye.